Good evening, class. Tonight we are going to talk about Abigail Adams in our presentation. Abigail Adams is a very pronoun figure in the historical context of the Revolutionary War. I'm going to talk about her and the significance that she has because, like Betsy Ross, in the source that we talked about on our website, Betsy Ross has been characterized in a wrong fashion as being something more than she actually was. The fact that Betsy Ross didn't actually create the flag, she got the idea from someone else, and her connotation of creating the flag happened at a different time point than people give her credit for. So I'm here to set the notion right about Abigail Adams. She was the second First Lady. She was the wife to President John Adams, and she was an advocate of women's rights and of slavery. She thought that slavery was evil because she worshipped in some connotation and denomination of God. She was actually even favored and put on the currency in 2007. She was put on a $1 coin. So obviously you have to have some pull or some influential or inspiration to society if to get your face on a coin. As far as her personal life, she was a very strong character. She was a center of the household. She was John Adams's rock, emotionally, spiritually, and even politically in some cases. If you guys ever get a chance to see the movie Sons of Liberty, it's a HBO series, you can see the exact relationship that Abigail had with John and how strong she was. She was that Bostonian New England woman. Speaking of which, she was a Calvin descendant. Her family had been Calvinists, and because of that, she is seen as tough-minded and very strong into herself as an independent woman. In the connotation of women's rights, if we look at Janet Whitney, one of Janet Whitney's sources, she does a review on Abigail Adams. Abigail Adams says, "You can emancipate all nations, but absolute power is what you put over your wives," saying that you can't give your wives emancipation like you do these other nations. You still rule us as if you are the king. She fought for equal education and property rights for the women as well. And also, if you look at Dorothy S. Eaton, she goes into the relations with her husband and some of the further emotional discussions that they would have about his politics and about their marriage and the 6 children that they ended up having. If you look at her writings, which is what she's known for the most, you can look at her writings involving the Shaw family papers and Reverend John Shaw. She is seen as a historiographer of the early Revolutionary America because she starts her writing, and according to John Adams and Janet Whitney's review, he states that her letters could print themselves because of her eloquent speech and her eloquent language. And also she would have many correspondence with her children. This is in Abigail Adams. She actually she actually edited her own article. It was when she commentated to her daughter about the happenings in and outside the government. So Abigail Adams was very interested in her husband's dealings, and it wasn't until the election of Thomas Jefferson's victory that she started to become sour towards politics after her husband had lost to Thomas Jefferson. But her letters really give a sense of importance to studying the American Revolution, and if it weren't for her writings, we may never know the first-hand testimony that she offers in and out of the state building, in and out of the it wasn't the White House yet, but in and out of the presidential office, and I think she definitely offers some key evidence that was not presented before. So women do hold the key when it comes to influential and intellectual property. So have a good night, guys. I will talk to you guys later.